It's darker than the far side of the moon, more dangerous than Mount Everest, and almost completely unexplored. This is the abyss, the deepest part of our oceans. A place where the pressure could crush a submarine, and yet life still thrives. Today we're diving into the last great wilderness on Earth, to uncover the secrets of the deep. Last week on Maps Explained, we uncovered 5 ocean mysteries science still can't explain. There were too many mysteries to fit in just one video, so this week we're bringing you the unsolved mysteries of the deep sea. Noise in the silence. When explorers first lowered hydrophones into the Challenger Deep, the deepest known point in the ocean, at nearly 11 kilometers down, they expected silence. Instead, they heard everything. Whale calls, distant ship propellers, earthquakes, even the rumble of far-off typhoons.
We weren't expecting to hear very much, and we were a little bit shocked because we did see a lot of other sounds. We saw ships, we saw marine mammals that were typically very near the surface. So the sound was getting down into the deepest parts of the canyon, propagating down in there.
So when an earthquake goes by, they'll show up as a big yellow blip. Baleen whales are much higher frequency, can be anything from 50 to 100 hertz or higher. But when a typhoon rolled through, like we had at the end of the record, it makes so much noise in the whole water column from the wind and the wave noise coming up the sea surface that that whole bandwidth of sound is all bright yellow. So that stands out.
Sound travels more efficiently in deep water than in air, meaning the abyss is a noisy crossroads of the planet's most distant events.
The speed of sound in water is around 3,243 miles per hour, which is 4 times faster than the speed of sound in air, about 767 miles per hour.
The deep ocean is more than a dark, hostile pit at the bottom of the world. It's a living, breathing ecosystem that could hold the key to life's origins.
The Earth's crust is made up of tectonic plates that move around the planet. When 2 plates collide, one is forced beneath the other, forming a subduction zone. These subduction zones can create trenches that are extremely deep.
Finally, when we hit 10,994 meters, we have hit the bottom of the known ocean called the Challenger Deep, right here on this map just about 300 kilometers southwest of Guam Island. However, it is believed that there are almost certainly even deeper parts of the ocean than this that just haven't been discovered yet.
Life under crushing pressure. At the deepest parts of the ocean, water pressure is more than 1,000 times what you feel at sea level, enough to crush human bones instantly.
At sea level, the pressure on a human body is 14.8 pounds per square inch, and what that is it's 1 square inch from the surface of the Earth, projected all the way up to when the atmosphere ceases to exist at about 60,000 feet.
Check out what happens to this styrofoam at 3,000 meters down, where the pressure is 300 times the pressure at the surface. And yet, creatures like the Mariana Snailfish not only survive, but thrive. The Mariana Snailfish's bones are flexible because its cells are fortified with special proteins to resist crushing. Pollution at the bottom. If you thought the deepest parts of the ocean were untouched by humans, think again. In Victor Vescovo's dive to 10,928 meters, or 35,853 feet, a plastic bag was found near the bottom of the ocean. A beer bottle was also found. Even at the edge of Earth's extremes, humanity's footprint is still visible.
8 million metric tons of plastic enter the ocean every year. That's roughly the weight of 90 aircraft carriers. The Ocean Conservancy found that in just a few years, we might end up with a pound of plastic for every 3 pounds of fish in the sea.
Unfortunately, fixing this problem isn't as easy as saying, let's pull all the plastic bottles out of the ocean. The microplastics are so small and so numerous, there's no easy way to get rid of them.
The ocean is now drowning in plastic, an estimated 170 trillion pieces of it, according to a new study. That's more than 21,000 for every person on the planet. At current rates, ocean plastic will weigh more than all the fish in the sea by 2050.
The mystery of dark oxygen. In the abyss, sunlight is non-existent, so scientists long assumed oxygen here could only come from surface waters.
Up until now, we have always thought oxygen was produced by photosynthesis. You know, that process where plants and algae convert sunlight into energy and release oxygen. But in this pitch-black deep-sea environment, oxygen was being produced purely through electrolysis. No sunlight was needed. That's why people started calling it dark oxygen.
The seafloor is covered with small rock-like clusters rich in metallic deposits called polymetallic nodules. You may have heard of these clusters before. They are the resources often targeted by deep-sea mining companies, as they're full of valuable materials like cobalt, manganese, and nickel.
Recent discoveries suggest polymetallic nodules on the ocean floor produce oxygen in complete darkness through seawater electrolysis. These nodules can generate small electric currents, up to 0.95 volts, when interacting with seawater. This electrical activity splits water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen, creating what's termed dark oxygen. This dark oxygen could rewrite our understanding of how life survives, and may even offer clues to how life could exist on other planets and moons. The race to explore. Only a handful of people have ever been to the Challenger Deep, fewer than have walked on the moon. Now governments, billionaires, and research teams are racing to be the first to fully map it and explore its trenches.
If Mount Everest were placed at the bottom of the Challenger Deep, its peak would still be more than 1.2 miles underwater. This immense volume of water presents a daunting challenge for exploration, as every increase in depth compounds the difficulties faced by both human divers and sophisticated equipment.
Nippon Foundation and GEBCO got together to start Seabed 2030 with the goal of getting a detailed map of our oceans by 2030.
New submersibles, robotic drones, and pressure-proof sensors are making it possible to reach depths we once thought were impossible. But with the increases in deep-sea mining and pollution, the clock is ticking. Less than 0.001% of the deep-sea floor has been visually observed, an area smaller than the state of Rhode Island. This means 99.999% of the deep ocean floor is still unseen by human eyes. The deep sea is Earth's final frontier, and it's still waiting for us. Hidden within those depths are not just weird creatures, but the remains of entire civilizations swallowed by the sea. Stay tuned for that in our next video. If you enjoyed exploring the abyss, click like, subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments. Would you dive to the Challenger Deep if you had the chance? If you like this video, check out the rest of the series, What's Really Hiding Under the Ocean.